I am president of Collingwood for YouTube. Jules Sains, that is my buddy Patrick McCray, that is my buddy Alan Gallant. We are here to review Star Trek III: The Search for Spock. This movie is directed by Leonard Nimoy, written by Harv Bennett, based on Star Trek by Gene Roddenberry, produced by Harv Bennett. DeForest Kelly is here, William Shatner is here, James Doohan is here, George Takei is here, Walter Koenig is here. Michelle Nichols is here. Merritt Buttrick is here. Mark Leonard is here. Judith Anderson is here. Christopher Lloyd is here as a
Yes.
Klingon.
John Larroquette
John
is a Klingon.
is a Klingon.
He's talking about Kelicams.
Leonard Nimoy is here. Yeah, cinematographer is Charles Correll. Let's see, music by James Horner. So James Horner returns here as your music composer. This release, release date was June 1st, 1984. Budget was $16 million. Box office was $87 million. So once again, this made money. So for those wondering what this is about, so the Star Trek crew from the previous two films, every one of the crews having a session with Spock that they feel he's out there somewhere, and they want to go back to the planet, back to the planet that where Genesis, and so they go.
They find
Well, first they're
Revelation.
discouraged from going there because
Yeah,
it's only a science craft that's gone there, and of course Savik is part of that,
yeah.
and so is his son David. So they're already there.
This is sort of like the anti-alien movie where the company isn't urging you to go get yourself killed.
No.
This. So, when did you guys first see this movie, Alan?
I saw it in the movie theaters, first run.
Nice, Patrick.
Yeah. I couldn't wait to see this movie after the ending of the last one.
Yeah, June 1st.
Yeah.
June 1st, 1984, in the afternoon. And I felt like I got part of my life back. I know it sounds really pathetic, really crazy, but it's true. And I get into debate sometimes with people, writers, and so on, sort of about this movie and about the trend that it ushered in, where death no longer had a real permanence. Especially in the Star Trek universe, it was just an inconvenience.
Well, we certainly recognize that from being Dark Shadows fans.
I was about to say, on Dark Shadows is the one place where death isn't an ending; it's a beginning.
No. And death is not unemployment either for the actors.
No, not at all. Like, ooh, I'm going to be around for a while.
That's right.
And tell that to Marcia Mason. So I like this kind of storytelling, and I like it because it doesn't happen in real life,
and
it's a balm.
It's like a higher calling.
Sort of. It's just it's reality going easy on you for a couple of hours. Yeah, it really is.
This is the most Western Star Trek movie we see, because we get Christopher Lloyd's character shooting people like he's a Wild West villain, which I love.
He insists on being called Butch Cavendish through part of the movie too, which is
has something to do with the twisted lip under that cheesy mustache. I want Genesis, Marty. Bring the DeLorean.
He's not going to get Genesis the way he thinks.
Oh no, we'll get Genesis right, like a kick in the crotch.
Yeah, that's it too. I love how his whole crew, he shoots one of his own crew. Oh my god, which is just awesome. His gun in this movie is awesome. By the way,
this is Klingons before rehab. Okay.
It really is. I mean, it shows how far gone they got as they moved away from the samurai model.
Yeah.
And that's really important. Enterprise did a really nice examination of that, where they looked at Klingon culture. I think they talked to a Klingon lawyer, and the guide said, "Yeah, we have artists, we have all sorts of people."
Seriously.
And it was sort of the equivalent of, I forget what it's called, but the whole myth in the South of what life was like before the war.
And the antebellum myth.
Yeah. That all these
with all the men were cavaliers and all.
Yes, complete bullshit. Didn't happen, didn't exist.
No, they were all oligarchs looking to control everything, including enslavement.
Well, yeah, and that story was a propaganda war that a bunch of Confederate widows came up with to gain political control.
And they put it in textbooks, and they taught it in schools.
Yeah, and to shame the North into doing whatever they wanted out of guilt.
Yeah.
Sort of the birth of the guilty white liberal, and they were successful at it.
Yes.
So the same thing happened on Kronos, where they but in the opposite, they sort of erased a lot of the culture in sort of a Maoist kind of way.
The warrior class takes over, basically.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
And so Krug, to me, is an example of just how incredibly corrupt these things could get. He wasn't Boris Yeltsin.
No, it's a code of cruelty. It's like, I'm impatient, I'm going to kill one of my own crew.
Yeah.
This is a code of cruelty. This is how we do it. And it sort of has a weird twist on the code of honor that develops later, but it's more obsessive. And he's very obsessive. He's doing the he's doing the great white whale thing with Genesis. So,
sure. And I get the idea he's a guy who's been out in space for a long time.
Yeah.
Cut off from mainstream Klingon society.
If you look at the inside of his vessel, it's like murky in there. It's like they haven't had shore leave in a long darn time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I always got the sense, like, in this movie, he not only was away, that he was sort of forbidden to go back almost. Did you guys pick up on that or no?
There's a certain search for glory. Maybe the redemption is part of that. Absolutely. I'm going to get Genesis. I'll be famous, and my family will go down through the generations, kind of thing. So yeah, maybe he did a bad thing, and he's trying to make up for it by doing more bad things.
Yeah.
Yes. The treaty with the Federation. Fuck that shit.
Let's
just kill everybody.
Oh yeah. Well, there was no treaty at this point, or it was just a bare slip of a thing.
Yeah. Well, Kirk says something about it, I think, in this movie or something. You're violating something.
Well, they certainly had a few, paper thin treaties.
Yeah.
But in the next movie, they talk about trying to achieve peace. And, so it's an ongoing process.
Well, I guess the Organian Treaty.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kirk's not happy because this guy took out an Enterprise, took out a Star Destroyer or whatever it is.
Yeah. Sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of. Kirk did a good job with him, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, no, I take that back, Julie. You're right. They take out the Grissom.
Yeah,
they do take out the Grissom, but then they use the Enterprise to take them out, basically.
Yes.
That is such an amazing scene.
Yes.
Get out of there.
Yeah. Get out of there, Marty.
And Kirk's sense of nihilistic swagger.
Oh man, he loves it.
Unbelievable. He's willing to sacrifice the ship and his own chances of escape.
And he even screws around with the heads of his own crew when they, in the previous movie, when they're underneath the planet and Khan thinks they have them trapped for all time. And in fact, they don't. And Kirk knows it. and he doesn't say a damn thing to anybody for 2 hours. Just loving it. I'm going to solve this, but I'm going to let them think about it for a while.
I'm going to sit here and eat this apple.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a nihilism in him. Absolutely. Absolutely.
The makeup of this movie really helped the Klingons further along too, from a makeup standpoint.
Very good.
They got it right. I mean, you can see it's moving there in the motion picture, but not like it would in this film, where I think you had. Had you gotten different foreheads by this point, or was it just kind of the same? I think it was the same forehead, the turtle shell kind of thing.
Yes, that you briefly see in the first.
Yeah, movie. I think it's the next movie where they start to differentiate.
Yeah, they have different ethnicities, basically. Different ethnicities.
Yeah, definitely. What did you guys make of Christopher Lloyd's villain performance here?
I love him. Love him in anything he does.
He's very good. He's really a prick. I wish, though, privately, I wish I had seen this before Taxi, because that reading is very hard to get out of my head.
It's true, because he has that vocal cadence. It's a natural thing for him. It's Reverend Jim. Where are you underneath all that makeup? What are you doing in blackface, buddy? Come on.
See, my experience is different than you guys, obviously, because I didn't see Taxi till way later.
There you go.
So was this the first thing you saw Christopher Lloyd in?
No, this was not the first thing I saw Christopher Lloyd in. It was Back to the Future.
There you go.
And so I was used to him being a protagonist, and then what really, as a kid, imagine seeing this guy in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh,
and then it's like, oh shit,
Judge Doom. Yes.
Yeah, and then I saw this, and I was like, this dude's got range.
Yep. Well, he does. He was a stage actor for many years before he got into film and television.
Yeah.
And he
was one of those Milos Forman finds.
He was in a play with back in the late 70s. He was in a play with Grayson Hall and Meryl Streep.
Good Christ, what was it?
I think it was called Happy End, and it was kind of a weird kind of play, kind of Brechtian in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't about a proctologist, was it?
No.
Okay.
Although who knows? Somebody might have had a happy end backstage. You never know.
That's true. With those ladies back there, are you kidding? Yeah, there was just sheer
run of the play romance, all those
sheer heat, just pure debauchery. Well, that ended that.
No, I was looking at
kill the social moment. Yes,
I was looking that up. Yeah, Alan's right. It is called Happy End with Meryl Streep. What he was in. Yes. So this is such a fun movie. I love the planet set design of this. Man, you talk about doom is imminent for this thing.
It still looks more friendly and habitable than Vulcan. When it's exploding. Vulcan is incredibly dusty and red. Everything is just totally red, and it looks like a desert world.
Neilan is very good at getting results from Shatner.
Yes,
he really was. Yeah. In terms of Shatner underselling instead of overselling, as he manages to theatrically undersell. God bless him. Where he stumbles backwards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some pretty cool moments in this movie, obviously.
You Klingon bastard, you killed my son.
Yeah.
I love how his son goes out, though. He doesn't go out like a coward.
No, he has courage.
Obviously.
Yeah. The actor that played him, unfortunately, passed from AIDS a few years later.
Yeah.
I don't think he was more than 30 years old when he died.
That's just incredibly sad.
Yeah.
Such a talent.
He was in a television series,
Square Pegs.
Johnny Slash. Yeah.
He's great in Square Pegs. I love that film.
Cool. Cool.
Yep.
What did you guys think of the cool ship designs we get here? Really?
They really open up the Star Trek universe. I mean, it's clear that the Reliant is a kit bashed, version of the Enterprise.
Yeah, it is. And then you've got the Warbird, which is
well. Now in this, you get the Warbird, you get the Excelsior, which is still my favorite starship design.
Right.
You get the Grissom, which has an inexplicable lack of a neck. I guess meaning that they go down in the down the sides, down the nacelle struts to get anywhere.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of them are battle capable, but they're not all, of the ultimate class that the Enterprise is.
No, and that's a thing that Best of Both Worlds, and then First Contact did better than anybody in terms of introducing new ship designs. My favorite being the one called the Steam Runner, which I love. The Steam Runner is a great design, and would go on to influence a lot of the ship design in Enterprise.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. This was really cool. I love how that we get just such a cool villain with Christopher Lloyd. But the beginning of this movie is a lot of fun too. You literally freaking bones, that green-blooded bastard.
Of course, you have to reestablish that joust.
Kelly absolutely steals the movie.
Yeah,
he is so good in this, and he gets to do so much. And this is one of those films where it leaves you no choice but to profoundly respect, TV Western actors.
Yeah, because I mean, D. Kelly had more camera experience than anybody in the cast.
Sure did. And he puts it to work here in a performance that is broad in some cases, very delicate and subtle and quiet and introspective and method. In other places, never has, I think, the relationship of these guys been more thoroughly explored and given them a chance to really meditate on it. Star Trek V comes close.
I was watching a Siskel and Ebert review of Wrath of Khan earlier today. It's on YouTube. You can find it. And they talked about how the relationships were so much more vivid, starting with that second movie.
Oh yeah. They had no choice, and it's what makes the rest of the films. Only in Picard the third season of Picard, do they begin to get that.
Yeah.
And it's the relationship really between Riker and Picard that's a lot of fun.
But you find out an awful lot about the women too, which is interesting. You find out a lot of personal stuff about the women in the cast. And 7 and 9 and what she, where she's coming from, and all of that. So that's all very interesting. And the whole thing with Q, I absolutely loved.
You're talking about season 2.
Yes.
I'm talking about season 3.
Yeah, I haven't seen season 3. So.
It's very good.
Yeah,
it's very good. Season 2 is interesting. I know a lot of people were upset by it, and did not like it. There was too much fan service.
Well, there's some sacred cows that get put aside, basically.
I know how I would have ended it.
Yeah.
When Q is having this very warm, intimate, complimentary conversation with Picard, and they're alone, and he says,
in the atrium. Yeah,
even God has his favorites.
Yeah.
And what I would have done, and I'm not joking about this, is when Q reaches out to shake Picard's hand, And when he grasps his hand, he begins in a very long, thin, sustained note to break wind. And Picard's trying to get his hand back. And Q is holding on with the power of a god.
Yeah.
And it's just molecularly bonded. It's not moving. And then they hear the voices of Raffi and the captain of the Cerritos or whatever it is. And Q just sort of smiles and winks out of existence. And they show up to see John Luke and all of that. And they just go,
what the?
Kind of look at John Luke and Q! God! That's literally how I would have ended it, with a fart joke.
Yeah. I do enjoy the fact that Q is telling everybody that he's going to sacrifice himself, his last energy, to send them home. And then one of them stays and he says, oh, I've got a little extra energy. And that lets you know that maybe I'm not going to die after all.
Q's not going to die. That's just a story he's telling him.
Yeah.
Q is Count Patofi.
Yes. Yes.
He played a much more evil version of Q. He voiced a much more evil version of Q in My Little Pony called Discord.
No, this Q in Picard is sort of a coming to terms Q, at least.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fondness for Kirk. It's he's like a weird Mr. Mxyzptlk character.
We've had so much fun together, and I've screwed with your head so many times. Thank you so much. It's like, yeah. But anyway, back to the relationships in this movie. They're vivified. They're becoming vivified, and you learn more about these people.
And the not just are they well illustrated, but in very few strokes, but very confident strokes. All these other characters are too. Maltz,
John
Larroquette gets his moments.
Yeah.
The Admiral Moreau, interesting guy. Want to find out more about him?
Yes.
And then especially Captain Styles, James sticking with that swagger stick.
Such a schmuck.
I love that guy. I love that character.
Great actor. He found a groove as an actor. Yes, he did. And he went with it. I remember watching him on Hill Street Blues.
Sure, that hilarious flat vest that he wore at all times.
Always had the tactical baseball cap on, always. And the rest of these guys are running around like scratching their armpits and going, I'm undercover. He's a lot of fun. It was a lot
of fun. Yeah. There's been many. Is there an actor you got other than Bruce Campbell? Is there an actor you guys would like to see play a Starfleet captain?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Willem Dafoe, for God's sakes, would make an excellent Starfleet captain.
I gotta say, going old school, Chuck Heston.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been great. But by the way, Sarek sounds like a combination of Chuck Heston and David Selby in this. Am my ears deceiving me?
Well, I think it's a look and a sound, I guess, is probably what you're getting. But that's another thing to talk about. I mean, the gravitas of Mark Leonard.
Oh, my God, that guy's so good. He can do anything. And what a casting coup to get Ben Cross as the next Sarek.
Yes, absolutely. After Mark passed. Mark had great range, too. I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the old series, Here Come the Brides.
Yeah.
He played a schmucky character on that.
He did. And that's a fun show.
It is, actually. You got these... It's almost like the Dukes of Hazzard, in the 1800s on the West Coast of the United States.
When you think of theme songs from the 60s, the three that, maybe four that really stand out, Lost in Space Season 3, The Prisoner, Man from U.N.C.L.E., Hawaii Five-0.
Seattle.
But Seattle.
Yeah.
Fucking theme song for Here Come the Brides, I love.
It was also a hit. I mean, it was a radio hit, too.
It is such an interesting melody because you never know where it's going to go.
Right.
But it always, once it goes there, you realize, oh, that was the only logical place.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very, very fun piece of music. And I don't know, I know squat about music, but I don't know why they can't compose it like that nowadays.
Yeah. Well, there are very few that do, but every generation has its, you know, it's a few. There's just a few, and most of them in our generation are old. They're very old now because they've been doing it for a long time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think of guys like Michael Giacchino, who's
Mm.
not old. I think he's about my age.
Yeah.
And age suddenly being very relevant, relative. But yeah.
Yeah. Suddenly 50 ain't that old, I
There
don't feel
is
that
this,
old at 65. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
yeah.
When I was 25, I was like, fucking fatal being that old.
There's actually a Star Trek novel that takes place in and around the Here Come the Bride's characters
Oh my
called
God.
Ishmael.
Oh my
And
God.
a great cover. And a great cover. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's some of you guys' favorite scenes in this movie?
Oh, so many. So many. I mean, really, Joel, that's a dangerous question because I'm just going to start narrating the movie.
Really? Yeah. I mean, um, one of my all-time favorite scenes of any Star Trek movie is when they perform the ceremony and the the spirit transfer occurs, and he's walking past them, and then he comes back. And it's like, oh, God.
What? And I'll tell you what, the star of that scene is for me, Mr. James Horner, writing a huge piece of music of just a few notes. And it's heartbreaking. And it picks up on motifs from the prior film.
Yeah.
That Spock theme is really dominant in this movie.
Well, it makes sense because Spock's repeats things from the previous movie to him, so it's just
heartbreaking. Like, yes. Yeah. Jim, your name is Jim.
And they finally, and at the end of it, they do a thing that's kind of tropey, but it's absolutely called for. They have everybody just gather around him. Just
when he arches the eyebrow.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And, back in those days, you could keep a secret. So we had no idea if Nimoy was actually going to appear in the movie.
No. We only knew at the beginning he directed the movie. That was the thing that we were absolutely sure because they didn't list him among the cast credits at the beginning of the movie.
And it, yeah. And yet the way that information is delivered in the film is not a great big surprise or anything. Once it happens, it's the only logical choice.
Right. He's going to he'd been regenerated and he's a kid. But the only other thing that allows for the drama is you've got the Klingons on one side and the planet falling apart on the other side. Are they going to kill him again? You do get that feeling for briefly anyway.
Yeah.
There's
a real fatalism on that planet. As
it's an irony because it's like it's alive, but it's also falling apart.
Krug is fighting for scraps of something that's just doomed to fail, and he won't acknowledge it.
Right.
Exhilarating, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's full of such quotable dialogue. Don't call me tiny. Mr. Adventure. I'll have Mr. Adventure eating out of the palm of my hand.
Yeah. Obviously, the transporter down to the planet and the Klingons come aboard the Enterprise. Freaking Christopher Lloyd's amazing scene. Get out of there! Get out of there! And boom, the whole thing just goes off. It's really cool. It's a great effect.
And what he couldn't get Khan to do in the first movie, he does get the Klingon captain to do in the second movie. Come on down to the planet. I'm down.
Oh, sure. He also, Krug is in many ways much more of a gentleman than Khan.
Yeah.
In his weird ways, is, I'll give you 6 minutes for you and your gallant crew or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas Khan is, time is a luxury you cannot afford.
Sorry.
That is sadisticness of characters.
Different textures of sadness.
But so, I'm sorry, Joel. What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to ask you guys because there's been so many villains in Star Trek. Like, is there an actor I've asked about captains? Is there an actor you'd like to see play a antagonist or a heel?
I mean, any good. I hate to say it, any good actor.
Well, Willem Dafoe could do one of those too.
Willem Dafoe would be brilliant. From what I can see of Starfleet Academy, Paul Giamatti is not necessarily the guy for that. At least in that role, he'd be much better off playing a Ferengi.
Yeah, or something else other than playing a character out of Billions who happens to look like an alien, right?
Yeah,
this is what he's kind of doing. Unfortunately, he's a wonderful actor. I love him, but yeah,
apparently an unpleasant man in real life.
Really,
real prick. Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, but enjoying the movies.
Oh my gosh, to play like a Klingon villain. I'll go pro wrestler. I'd like to see Roman Reigns because he's the big muscular dude. Yeah. Or Dave Bautista, one or the other.
Dave Bautista is actually got acting chops now.
Yeah,
he actually has acting chops now.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I'm trying to think of an actor I'd like to see play a captain. There's a lot out there who could do it.
Timothy Chalamet as.
Oh God,
Cruise.
The overexposed.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, oh my gosh! Star Trek captain. You know who I'd like to see? I don't know if he'd do it or not, but is Robert Downey.
He'd be interesting in the Star Trek universe. Yeah.
Yeah, he would. He'd be really interesting.
Okay, I'll mention a weird actor. Well, I'll mention a couple. Ken Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Is either a villain or a hero, probably a hero in Starship Captain. This is going to be a weird one. Robert Reed.
Mm-hmm.
With that fabulous head of
turbo hair,
stash.
Turbo.
He
hair.
really went for it then. Here's the weird thing with Robert Reed and that hairdo, which he never admitted to having had a perm.
Yes, but unfortunately, we had several seasons where his hair was as flat as flat earther's conception of Earth.
Oh my God! But if you watch the Hawaii 5-parter or whatever, he gets on the plane in L.A.
with
to go to Hawaii with flat hair, and he gets off of the plane with this amazing perm. What is up with the air in Hawaii?
Yeah, that's right. It's so humid here.
So humid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the little basically prison break too, of Dr. McCoy. Don't call me Tiny.
Yeah.
At all. And he shoots I like how he shoots the transmission stuff and the security's on its way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Tremendous, with the exception of poor Walter Koenig, who looks like Buster Brown. And really, I think one of the worst costumes I've ever seen in a Star Trek movie. The pink Buster Brown outfit. The rest of them get nice outfits. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ, George Takei must have really bribed the costume designers on that. They make it look like $1 million.
He probably filled out a very specific sizing sheet and said, "Here, oh my."
I'm sure he did. He's got that great leather cape.
Yeah.
And that fantastic blue shirt. It's yet another treat of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved seeing some of civilian society, in the bar.
Yeah.
That McCoy goes to. They're playing team
because he's trying to get an illegal ship. Taking.
Yeah. How big deaf with ears like that? McCoy's racism, as always, hilarious.
Yes, of course.
Inappropriate, but very funny.
Yeah.
You guys mentioned Charlton Heston for captain. I mentioned the late Henry Fonda. He would have been a great Star Trek.
Oh God, yes.
Sure.
He would have been the good admiral.
Yes.
Would be assassinated or something by the bad admirals who, wanted to take his place. Yeah, sure.
I mean, if you're going to go back that far, Marlon Brando before Carbon.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, Kirk Douglas.
Yeah.
Burt Lancaster. I mean, these are interesting guys.
Chuck Connors. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Chuck Connors would have made a great Klingon. Big, tall guy.
Oh my God. Terrifying.
And he was terrifying in that brief series in the 80s called Werewolf, too. I mean,
because he was.
With a patch over his eye and all of that, and he was pretty terrifying in that.
Oh, I think James Coburn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Klingon, my God, all those teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Did he ever appear on a Star Trek episode? No.
Yeah, he was too busy doing Flint movies and
big star back then. He wasn't going to do
in the 80s, he was doing TV.
Well, that's true, but he was older, and he went through a period where he wasn't doing any work at all because he had really bad rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah,
and then he got some therapy and started working again. But by that time, he was quite old, so he was doing specific stuff. And he did for the last 8 or 10 years of his life. He did a lot of specific stuff and got some awards for it.
Cool.
One case, kind of unfortunately.
What's that?
That was the Burt Reynolds Oscar.
Oh,
yeah. Let's see. There's somebody we're missing. I know. I'm trying to think. Who's the one guy?
Oh, well, when you're done, I got to think.
I was going to say Kirk Douglas would have been great.
Yeah, we mentioned him. And actually, Burt Reynolds would have made a great captain of an ill-fated ship.
Yes.
Yes.
It would have been just great. Something like that.
What the hell is the Texas County Mountie doing out here in the neutral zone? Anyway.
Excuse me, I got to put my cowboy hat on. He's bowing down.
So this was really one of the last movies before sequels became an institution.
Yes.
And by that, I mean let's give them exactly the same thing in a slightly different bottle type Police Academy style sequel.
Yes.
And this predates that because I have never seen a sequel take all of the tropes and institutions of a franchise and completely throw all of them up in the air and yet leave. And by doing so, they leave what matters. And, because we always think, it's about the ship, it's about the ship, it's about the ship. No, it's not about the ship. It's about the family. It's about voluntary families. So often Hollywood movies in this period start to really get into voluntary families, which is something I really believe in.
Families that you choose.
Yes. And that this is who they are. And that I think Sarek even talks about this in maybe he talks about it at the end of this.
Well, he and Kirk have a conversation.
At what cost? Your ship, your son. And it's like, well, if I hadn't, the cost would have been my soul.
Right.
Wow. Holy shit. Yeah.
Guys, what do you give this movie? Scale 1 to 10.
22.
Yeah, it's my favorite Star Trek film.
It doesn't get the 46 that the previous film gets, but it gets a 22.
It's not as good as Raffican, but goddamn, it's my favorite.
But it's damn good.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with you. It's my favorite. Emotionally, I'm more connected to this movie.
Oh, God. And so rare is it to see an epic of hope. And that's exactly what this movie is.
Yep.
Yeah. I give this movie 11. It's really good. It's really, really good. Let's see. What are you guys doing Friday?
I don't know. Are we talking about Voyage Home or something else?
Well, I'd like to cover the big country. You guys want to cover a Western with me?
Yeah, Bill White.
Okay with that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. You want to do that next, or are we going to do something else in the meantime? Well, no, I guess you got other stuff to do on Thursdays anyway, right?
Thursday, I'm not doing anything at all.
Okay.
I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys Friday.
Okay. Sounds good.
Then I will do the next Star Trek movie Saturday.
Okay, so we'll take tomorrow off.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
Cool. All right.
Is there anything you guys want to add about this movie, Korean?
This is for anybody that's out there that's not seen this movie or the previous movie. This is golden age stuff for Star Trek.
It really is.
So if you even have any kind of affinity for the original series, particularly the first two seasons, you're going to love this stuff. And if you don't care about the original series, you're still going to love this stuff.
And it's the last Star Trek production to be made and released without the shadow of a much larger Star Trek universe looming around it. Because by the time Voyage Home was released, they had announced Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Next Generation, yeah, and we do have some reasonably good movies to come.
Sure.
Some unevenness in some of them, but we've got some interesting stuff still to come.
It would take generations to give us a so bad it's bad Star Trek, in my opinion. Even
I don't necessarily totally disagree with you. I also think it was an interesting thing to try, but in the execution, it did not quite come up.
Yeah.
And I also agree with you. It's totally unnecessary to kill off our favorite captain. So
it's such a juxtaposition to Star Trek 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I give you guys an idea opening of what I'd like to see in a Star Trek movie? Sure. So you see this planet, and there's this family, sort of like Once Upon a Time in the West, and you'd see somebody beam down, and then they'd kill the family with a phaser. And they'd be in like this little robe, and then you reveal the robe, and they have a Starfleet captain uniform on, and have it be Daniel Craig. And you think, well, what's going on here? And he kills another family and another planet. What you don't know is it's just shapeshifter disguising himself as Daniel Craig.
I don't want it. Yeah.
So I'd watch it.
Cool. And then have the real captain play Craig as well, trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
As he's being maybe thrown on trial or being chased around the universe or whatever.
He's getting accused of it, of the murders. So it'd be fun. So link to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Daybook Unbound is going to be in the description box. Link to Alan Gallant's YouTube channel, Colin's Porch After Dark, is going to be in the description box. Have a safe night, guys. I'll see you Friday.
Live wisely.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.